The newest set of Lorcana is announced. Let's talk about it. Ursula's Return is set to be in stores on May 17th and May 31st of this coming year, officially announced by Lorcana. The dates have been announced already a few weeks back. They already shouted those dates out, but now we have an official set to go along with those dates, and that's going to be Ursula's Return. So I thought it'd be fun to do a few predictions today, similar to what we did with Into the Inklands, where we called out some enchanted rares and things like that. So let's get into those now, and I'm going to start with my number one enchanted rare prediction that I think is going to happen with this newest set that's going to be coming out. And I'm going to call out that I believe Ariel is going to be getting an enchanted rare in this set. Now, a couple of things come to mind when we think about Ariel getting an enchanted rare. So first of all, she's a Disney princess. You know we're going to probably have some exposure to Disney princesses in this latest set. Ariel would be a great one. They've shouted her out in numerous sets already. She's gotten multiple different printings. It would be great to give her an enchanted rare to sort of, bring her to that peak. But beyond that, there are actually a few other tea leaves, a couple of threads that I want to pull on for you all a little bit here. So I was looking back at some of the pack artwork for the first three sets that have come out. And so let's look back here and kind of read the tea leaves and kind of go through a few of these here. So first of all, with the first chapter, the pack artwork, if we look back on that, was Mickey BLT, Maleficent, and Elsa. Okay, out of those three pack artworks, one of those got an enchanted rare. That was Elsa. Going into set 2, Rise of the Floodborn, you notice that we have the Queen of Hearts, we have Raya, and we have Beast. 3 pack artworks, once again, one enchanted rare, Beast. So looking into the Inklands, now the newest set, or the latest set that's actually out in for Lorcana right now in retail stores, we see that we have Piglet, we have Minnie Mouse, and we have Jafar as the 3 pack artworks. And yes, once again, only one of those pack artworks gets an enchanted rare, and that would be Jafar. So looking into this newest set of Ursula's Return, they have announced the 3 pack artworks. They've shouted those out on the website. You can go check that out right now. We see that we have what's looking like is going to be Sisu, Ursula, and Ariel. What's interesting about these 3 pack artworks is that Sisu and Ursula already have enchanted rares. So it would stand to believe that maybe Ariel is that one that's going to get that enchanted rare for us. So that's where most of my conviction comes on that side of things, with Ariel getting her enchanted rare. Also, they've shouted out her potential variant suitor for her enchanted rare. I think it's Ariel Sonic Warrior, which is a super rare. I believe it's a steel ink. I believe that would probably be the card that would end up getting the enchanted rare. So to shout that out right now makes a lot of sense for Lorcana. And so I'm going to say that Ariel, I'm going to lock that in as like my number one call, biggest call out. I believe that that card, specifically for Ariel, will get an enchanted rare for the upcoming set of Ursula's Return. All right, so second call out, second prediction of enchanted rares that I think we're going to be able to see here in the next set of Ursula's Return. I'm sorry, I have to do it. I have to take the low-hanging fruit. I have to take the bait on this one. I'm going to call out that I believe Ursula will get an enchanted rare. Now, let me preface here when I say that, yes, I understand it's her set, and her name is on the box. Like it is just the easiest prediction in the world. However, we do have some conflicting ideology here, because if we notice that on Into the Inklands, she just received an Emerald variant of an enchanted rare. So to give her back-to-back enchanteds, it would be a little contradictory. To be honest with you, it's surprising that for the first character set that we're getting here, we're seeing a character that was just highlighted as such a key enchanted rare, and also such a key card from a gameplay perspective. Ursula is one of the most used cards right now in the meta for Lorcana. So to give her own set, I mean, that's huge props to Ursula. I mean, they're giving her a huge shout out. Really big props to Little Mermaid, giving that IP a shout out in Lorcana. The reason I'm going to say that it does get an enchanted is because we already see that we have the legendary variant. I believe it's Ursula Sea Witch Queen. That right there would have to be the enchanted, variant that it would mirror. The thing that I'll be interested to see though is where will we get that enchanted rare? Because I could argue that we might get it within the actual retail set. I could also argue that we might get it in the new Illumineer's Quest, which is looking like, sort of a small prediction here, but it looks like it's already kind of been confirmed. It's looking like the Illumineer's Quest is going to replace the gift set, similar to how the Disney D100 did in Rise of the Floodborn. I don't know that that means that the gift set is going to be sunsetted. I just think that it means that they're looking to do something different. Get single and team, single and double players, like kind of working together, kind of playing against the actual deck. I think that that's a great way to get people introduced to the game, a fun way to team up. I think it's a really genius idea. I hope that they pull it off from a gameplay perspective, working against Ursula. Is it possible that the Enchanted Rare is going to be in that set as almost sort of a promo? I was noticing as I was kind of doing my research, looking through a few things, the website, also some other content creators who've been coming out with certain stuff. It looks like you get some sort of like sealed pack as a prize for winning the game within the actual Illumineer's Quest. Maybe within there, maybe that's an enchanted variant of Ursula, and that's kind of a good middle ground to say, okay, we're not going to give her an enchanted in the retail set. We're going to leave that for Ariel. But maybe in the Illumineer's Quest, we have another Ursula enchanted. So I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction that that might be in the Illumineer's Quest, that we see sort of almost a enchanted promo, similar to the tournament enchanted promo that we've seen them tease, like with Rockstar Stitch coming out, that's going to start circulating here more and more. Maybe they kind of start playing with that promo a little bit more, kind of going down that path with Ursula in the gift set, if you will, or the Illumineer's Quest. So I'll say Ursula gets an enchanted. Remains to be seen where it's going to be, but we'll go ahead and have some fun with it and call that it's going to be in the Illumineer's Quest. All right, y'all, so the final prediction that I'm going to make, and this one is going to be one that won't come to fruition for a very, very long time, if ever. We're not going to know if we're going to be right or wrong about this for a very long time, but I would be remiss if I didn't call out, obviously it's going through circulation right now, the official Lorcana challenge that is set to take place here in the coming months, both in the US and in Europe. It looks like it's capped out at exactly 521 players. Looks like they might try and up that as it goes forward in the future. If there is demand for it, I'm certainly hoping there's going to be demand for it. I feel like there's absolutely going to be. I think that it's a wonderful way of bringing different players together to have a similar type of tournament, similar to like YCSs for Yu-Gi-Oh! And not quite Pokemon Worlds, but obviously we'll see what happens in December, January, when Lorcana does kind of crescendo this tournament gameplay with what will be Nationals and Worlds. So I like the buildup that they're doing towards that. My prediction is going to come from the tournament promos that you're going to be able to get your hands on. Off the top of my head, I believe it's Dragonfire you get just for showing up and competing. Let It Go is top 64. From there you have Cinderella, Stout-Hearted, which will be top 32. Rapunzel top 16. The playmat is in there, and then finally, which they have yet to release a picture of, the Mickey BLT serial number, which is going to be a 1 of 4 in each tournament. So 16 of them total. My guess is it looks something like you're going to see a serial number on there that says 1 out of 16. They might do that based on what place you finish. Maybe, something like that. Maybe they'll do a double serial number where you get a 1 of 4 and 1 of 16, kind of indicating that this card is 1 of 16. And also it's 1 of 4 because you took first. And so you get, the first place variant of that card, something like that. No idea that could, that's just sort of kind of chasing a rabbit hole as far as that goes right now. But my prediction will be that long term, that card will end up being the absolute holy grail of collectability in Lorcana. I think back to certain championship cards when the first ever Worlds for Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh came out. Those cards are going for literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in the open market. There's even been certain cards that have never been seen in the public eye after they left the actual championship, and now they exist somewhere in the world, but there's only a few of them that do exist, so it's very hard to be able to even get a sight of them. In today's world of social media, I do think that will be vastly different now, compared to when Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon were going on in the late 90s, early 2000s, things like that. But to me, you're talking about the first ever championship for Lorcana, and you're talking about something that is so finite in the world and can be identified as such with a serial number on it, that this card will end up even going above the D23 promos. It will end up going above future tournament championship cards because this was the first ever card. So long term, I'm going to say that card, that Mickey BLT, is going to be the absolute pinnacle of collectability and just overall greatness in Lorcana. All right, y'all, so that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Please interact with us in the comment section. Just as a call out, we're going to be doing a future episode where we'll be responding to certain questions that you might have, certain theories that you might want to run by us that maybe you want me to riff about on a future episode. I'm working on an episode like that right now, so any certain areas of focus, topics that you'd like for me to kind of go over in a future episode, feel free to put that in the comments, and I'll respond to you in the comments, but also I'll be happy to select a few of them and talk about them on a future video. So feel free to do that. Appreciate all of you, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace out.